everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. My name is Hannah and I'm a thriller and horror author from the south of England. On today's video we are going to be unboxing the Abominable Book Club book box. I've had this box for over a year now. I still thoroughly enjoy getting it. I read the majority of what gets sent through, though I am really far behind. And yeah, I just really enjoy unboxing it. I enjoy sharing with you guys what's in it. And the guys that run this particular book box are a really quite small UK based company. They're from Wales and they're really lovely guys. And yeah, I just really enjoy supporting them. And I love horror, so perfect. So, shall we dig in? This is what the box looks like. When you first open it, you have the snack and then the goodies underneath. And I'm gonna put this down before I drop my chocolate again. So, arguably most important part of the box is the snack. And even though I have now dropped this a total of 3 times and therefore cracked it, it looks amazing. This is hot cross bun milk flavoured chocolate. Yeah, why is that not a thing elsewhere? And it looks like it is, yeah, it's a Welsh company called Wickedly Welsh Chocolate. And I am very much into this, and I actually just finished my Easter chocolate, so this came at a perfect time. Then we have the usual, these are teas and coffees, just a nice little pick-me-up. And I think I mentioned this an awful lot about when I'm talking about this box, but the attention to detail on here just really gets me. I love how much attention the guys take to this box. It just makes it more fun. Then we get a couple of bookmarks. This is the Spookmark series, so you get a short story on the back, which is always really fun. And then the guys have started doing like these kind of arty limited edition bookmarks, which are also really fun. And this one is a Franz Kafka one. So it says, "I think we ought to read only the kind of books that wound and stab us." Glorious. So the first new release is a hardback. I love a hardback, and this cover is stunning. This is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. It says, "This brand new hardback release has been making waves during its entire pre-launch due to the stellar writing and breathtaking story, and we're glad to say it lives up to the hype. We can't express how happy we are to include this fantastic book in the box, and we hope you will enjoy it as much as we did." It follows the story of Ted, a lonely recluse who lives in a boarded up house with his daughter and a cat named Olivia. But all is not what it seems in this mind-melting, dark, horrifying story. That sounds really fun. I love the cover. I feel like this is going to jump up my list quite quickly because I really do enjoy the cover. And it's signed. I love that it was a signed book. So the blurb says, "You won't believe what's inside the last house on Needless Street. This is a story of a murderer, a stolen child, revenge. This is the story of Ted, who lives with his daughter Lauren and his cat Olivia in an ordinary house at the end of an ordinary street. All these things are true, and yet some of them are lies. You think you know what's inside that last house on Needless Street. You think you've read this story before. In the dark forest at the end of Needless Street, something lies buried, but it's not what you think." This sounds really, really cool. Look forward to reading that. And this month we also have another book, rather than the normal, I never know what to call them. They're kind of magazines, kind of short story journals. So it says, "Due to Black Static moving to a more infrequent schedule with bumper issues, we were left with a gap in our regular programming. Thankfully, we read this amazing book at the start of the year and were blown away, so we knew we had to plug the gap with this brutal and stomach-churning story of cannibalism and the darkest aspects of human nature. Don't read this one with a plate full of bacon in front of you. I might struggle as I'm a vegetarian, but this sounds like fun." This is Tender is the Flesh by Agostina, but I'm going to butcher that name. Pun intended. I'm going to take a stab, and apologies in advance. Agostina Bazterica. Yeah, Tender is the Flesh. This cover's stunning too. Quick note to say, I have read this now and it is incredible. If everyone was eating human meat, would you? Marcus is in the business of slaughtering humans, only no one calls them that. He works with numbers, consignments, processing. One day he's given a specimen of the finest quality. He leaves her tied up in an outhouse, a problem to be disposed of later. It sounds like fun. Weirdly enough, me and Dan were talking about why there aren't more stories out there about, you know, flipping the table essentially. So why there aren't more stories about humans being the dinner. And we've really been into The Promised Neverland recently, apart from the finale. We shan't talk about that. But anyway, the first season of that thing, amazing. And that's what that looks at. And it feels like it should be a really tropey subject, like the idea of humans being dinner. But it really isn't. I don't feel like it's been done to death. So I look forward to reading that because I'm kind of on that kind of train at the moment. and I need something to plug up my Promised Neverland hole, because I miss it. Not the last episode, but I do miss it. So this looks like fun. I've got our little pin. It says Future Ghost. I love that. That's adorable. And I think it said something about 1 in 10 of these being glow in the dark. So we shall see. I don't know, it's just green. Then we have our second-hand book, which is always wrapped in this brown paper with a little wax seal, which I absolutely love. Just another one of the attention to detail things that I just really like from this box. Let's see. I think my favourite second-hand book that I've got so far from this box was Hell House by Richard Matheson. Before then, I'd only ever read I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, and obviously I liked that. But I actually think Hell House is better. This sounds horrifying. This is called Slights by Karen Warren. I'm just going to show you the cover of this thing. Enjoying that. It says, Stevie is a serial killer. When she kills people, she asks them, what do you see? She's about to find out. What the hell is that? I don't know what this is at all, but I'm very intrigued. And I love that it's like the old kind of book was kind of stained yellow. I don't really like to think too much about what kind of things made it that colour, but that's fine. I don't need to worry about that, I guess. So that is everything in this month's Abominable Book Club book box. As always, I'm literally always blown away by what is in these boxes. I have got to say that this particular book is making me really excited for the contents of this box. Yeah, I've never read anything by Catriona Ward, but this looks really fun, and the cover, I'm just a sucker for a really decent cover, and this is really decent. If you're ever in the market for a horror book subscription box, I absolutely recommend the guys over at Abominable. They're so good, they're so attentive, their social media is great, they're just great. I can't bang on about them enough. I really love this box. Anyway, that is it for this week's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Weird thing to say. I don't know what day it is that you're watching this, but if it's a Friday, have a good weekend. Might be the weirdest outro I've ever done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you're in the market for some more horror novels, subscribe to my newsletter, because I have one coming out in August. And I'm super excited / nervous / terrified for you all to read it. Anyway, that's enough from me. I will see you next week with another video. Bye!